Gold medalist Raisman says she'll be enthusiastically cheering on Team USA at the opening ceremonies tomorrow, but she also says the officials at the U.S. Olympic Committee have betrayed the athletes.
I was abused at the Olympics. Larry Nassar was the Olympic doctor. They are very, very much responsible for this, and Larry Nassar helped create policies with USA Gymnastics and the United States Olympic Committee, so they need to look at that and change everything, because obviously Larry's a monster. So a monster was able to create their policies that are still in place right now.
Days ago, the Olympic Committee hired a law firm to conduct what they call an independent investigation into who knew what about Nassar's abuse and when. But Raisman is skeptical that this investigation will go far enough.
This should have never, ever happened. You know, if one adult listened or had the character to act, you know, we would have never met him.
And now Raisman is revealing for the first time that the man who coached the 2012 gold medal Olympic team known as the Fierce Five might have known about the abuse years before it was reported to USA Gymnastics, the Olympic Committee, or the FBI.
We would talk about it amongst ourselves, and one of my teammates described in graphic detail what Nassar had done to her the night before, and John Geddert was in the car with us, and he just didn't say anything. I don't know what he did or didn't do from there. I know he didn't ask us any questions, but that just is why we need the full independent investigation to really get to the bottom of who knew about this.
And this was 2011. This
Yes.
was 5 years before Nassar was caught.
Yes.
That coach, John Geddert, has since retired. Law enforcement in Michigan say they're investigating complaints against him, but refuse to describe the nature of the complaints to CNN. Geddert's lawyer did not respond to CNN's request for comment.
We need to get to the bottom of everything. You know, why did so many people not care, and why did so many people look the other way?
The culture of inaction, Raisman says, stretched to the U.S. Olympic Committee. The organization created to, quote, help American athletes achieve excellence. In 2016, the committee brought in $339 million, mostly from selling rights to use the Olympic rings and to broadcast the games. Nassar was abusing patients through 2016.
These games for us
But new reporting from the Wall Street Journal reveals that the CEO of the Olympic Committee, Scott Blackman, was alerted in July 2015 to reports that an Olympic gymnast had alleged abuse by a team doctor. The U.S. Olympic Committee tells CNN, quote, we learned in 2015 of a doctor potentially having abused an athlete, and that was reported to the FBI. That's what is supposed to happen, unquote. The FBI, however, did not interview Raisman until September 2016. During this period, according to the New York Times, at least 40 additional girls and young women were abused by Nassar.
The U.S. Olympic Committee says they were following procedures the FBI was investigating. What's your response?
When I was first contacted by the FBI in August of 2016, and I met with them in September of 2016, you know, I had asked them, why are you contacting me this late? What's going on? You know, I had notified USA Gymnastics July of 2015, and they said that they first were aware of Nassar in April of 2016. I want answers. It's unacceptable. That never, ever should have happened.
Blackman refused to talk to CNN. But it's not the first time the U.S. Olympic Committee has come under fire during his tenure, with abuse scandals also rocking the Olympic speed skating and taekwondo teams. Now Congress says it merits special investigations.
I was disgusted. I was outraged. And I joined Senator Shaheen in calling for Scott Blackman's resignation.
Do you have confidence in Scott Blackman?
Well, I think to be a good leader, you have to have character, and you have to be a good person and do the right thing, and I don't think he is any of those things. I don't really understand why he hasn't reached out to any of us. You know, if he really cared and really wanted to get to the bottom of this, he would have reached out a long time ago. But, you know, it just shows that from always, it's always been about the reputation, medals, and money for them.
How are you doing?
I think every day I cope differently with it. I feel, I would say I'm very tired a lot. I'm just really trying to listen to my body. You know, some days I feel good and I'll do a workout. Other days I wake up and I can't even get through a 10-minute walk. And that's crazy for me to say, being an Olympic athlete, but I just think people need to understand that the stress and trauma, it is so exhausting. And I would love for USA Gymnastics and USOC to hear this loud and clear, is that since they only care about medals, reputation, and money, if we were that successful while we were being molested, wouldn't we have been more successful if we had the right doctor that actually helped heal our injuries, that didn't traumatize us, and if we had people around us that genuinely wanted to help us and we weren't doing well out of fear?
Senators Ernst and Shaheen have bipartisan support to create a special committee to investigate how the abuse allegations were handled, but no promises yet from Senate leadership. Our thanks to Raisman and her family.